Do 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 do. Hi everyone. It is 11:35 p.m. and we're live with some League of Legends. But that might change. I'm having a theory, a game theory. We just got power back 10 minutes ago. For anyone who doesn't know, the stream died last night. Why? Because we lost power. And then I didn't get power back till now. So shit has sucked. Imagine living in a world where there's no fans, no AC, no anything. Hold on. Let's see what temperature it is right now. This is the important part right here. This is how you know shit's real. It is currently outside. It is currently 72 degrees. In my room, it is currently 99.6 degrees. I'm dying. You can't tell by my hair. I am tired. So that's why I'm thinking about just doing a switch up tonight. Doing something a little bit different. I know I wrote this as being League, but do I want to? Because I've been thinking about this all day, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Well, while I'm thinking about that, let me say thank you to some pretty awesome people, first and foremost, because these people deserve the thank yous. So here we go. It's too late now, Alex Crumbly Levy for Beluga Mom and Pyro Pixie. Thank you guys so much for the host. It is truly appreciated. You know what? Screw it. We're switching this shit up. 169. We are episode 169, right? We're just gonna switch this shit right up. Yeah. All right. So let's do it. Let's switch this bitch right up. Okay. So you might be like, well, Sig, what are you thinking about doing? And the answer is, I'm contemplating making a character for Pathfinder version 2. And so I decided that I'm making a character for Pathfinder version 2. I don't know how it's going to go out. I really don't. Okay, so that's done. That's clear. I'm trying to clear the board right now, so that way I can. Because if I can clear the board, it makes life so much easier. So basically, if you didn't know, Rogue, yeah, that works. And then we will close this. So if you didn't know, let's switch this up so we're official. So we're gonna switch this to this. Alright, so that's that. Character. So, now that we're officially updated, we can go over to this. Okay, so the nonsense that is currently going on over here. So long story short is, if you didn't know, the Advanced Player Guide just recently came out, and with the Advanced Player Guide, there is a whole host of new options that you have. And so I came across this. Wait. Oh, this is the bad one. The color one is the bad one. The black and white one is the good one. Okay, so we're going to throw this on here. We're going to throw this window over here. And then we're going to throw this over here. So, okay. So, basically, they came out with a whole bunch of new classes, a whole bunch of new archetypes, and there's a couple of them that struck my chord. The reason why they struck my chord is quite literally the things I wanted to do in first edition but never was able to do it. So one of which was this concept of a rogue that could sneak attack through magic. And so I without my power today, with my handy dandy trusty Surface Pro, I built that character. Well, I also there's an archetype that was released. There's another one of those classes that I want to do, which is right here, which is the Eldritch Archer, Dedication, whatever you want to call it. And I've wanted to build this character out in the original thing of basically this bow wielding like monstrosity, you know, like where everything is bow, and just instead of it being like rangers and stuff like that where like you're just like I'm firing a shitload of arrows, I'm doing other things. And that's one of my big things that I've always done, and why I really like Pathfinder version 2 is I play Pathfinder Society, and in Pathfinder Society I have my monk. Yeah, that's my calculations on how much money I spent for that character. I created my character. Where's he at? I know you guys didn't see the character sheets, but like, here's Cull the Kobold Monk. Cull the Kobold Monk. I love him. He's great. And I have a good time with him, right? He's a fun guy to have fun with, right? And Cull the Kobold Monk came out of this thought of like like it started as a goblin, then it became a kobold, and it just grew from there. And I really enjoyed building him. And I like doing the thing that's cool about version 2. Let me get some music on. The thing that's cool about version 2 in comparison to other systems is in all my I can't multi-think. Give me like 2 seconds so I can get this up. And once this is go, there we go. Alright, here we go. There is go. Nice. Okay, so in Pathfinder version 2, I have played this character 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I've played him 5 times. I've come across multiple monks, and the really cool thing is he played completely different than every other monk that I've ever dealt with, and I haven't seen a monk build be duplicate. And this is true about most builds, and I think that's why I like version 2 so much, is it gives you that like freedom to do whatever you want to do. And so as I was like trying to come up with a decent Eldritch Archer build, I was thinking, why don't I make an Investigator? Because they're new also. I don't see why I couldn't. And so that's where we're sitting, is I'm going to make an Investigator. So those are my stats, the base stats. I don't know what race I'm going to make him yet. I don't even know what I need for an Investigator. So we're going to build this together, learn it together, and see where things go. Because who knows? The whole thing is to eventually have him built to be able to go at level 6 into Eldritch Archery, which I think, if I remember right, Investigator does get access to that, because the big thing is for Eldritch Archer is you need to be able to have expert in weaponry by 6th level. So yeah, they get expertise in all their weapons, simple, martial, and unarmed at level 5. So yeah, they will work. All right, so let's start with the get-goes. So that's their main stats. They are expert in perception. So let's go over here, give them their expert in perception. They are trained in society. I do this a little bit differently than the main system tells me to do it. then a methodology one, and then 4+ int. And then, of course, whatever you get from backgrounds and races and stuff like that. Okay, we're trained in fortitude, expert in... Trained fortitude, expert in reflex and will. And we're starting you at level 1, of course. That's not bad stats so far. We're trained in simple and martial weapons. Yeah, martial. And unarmed attacks. Trained in light arm. Unarmored and light armor. Okay, so you want to be in light armor, so we need a high dex. So we need to consider a high dex. Because I gotta make up for that light armor. Trained Investigator DC. I don't know what their key is yet. So their key ability is intelligence. Oh. Alright, so... Alright, so it looks like it's going to be like my rogue build again. Where I'm going to do like a high int, high dex build. Low everything else. And their hit points are... 8+ constitution. So my drop stats is wisdom and cha. Although it feels weird playing an investigator. You seek the truth to uncover truth. Dog pursuing leads and reveal the plot of devious villains. Discover ancient secrets or unravel other mysteries. Feels kind of weird if you build yourself to be like... charisma. I mean, then again, he could be just like one of those people that's just like... completely removed from society. Alright, so let's see here. What do we get for first level? First level, you get your ancestry and your background. Okay. You get your initial proficiencies, which you got on the case. On the case. As an investigator, you think of your adventures as a case waiting to be solved. You gain 1 activity and 1 reaction you could choose to use on investigate. Choose to use to investigate a case. Pursue a lead or clue in. Okay, so as an investigator, you think of your adventures and cases waiting to be solved. You gain 1 activity and 1 reaction you can use to investigate. So you get pursue a lead and you get clue in. Okay. Pursue a lead. Once every 10 minutes it can be used. You spend 1 minute examining the details of a potential clue. Designated the subject related to the clue as a target of your activity investigating. The subject is typically a single creature, item, or small location, such as a room or a corridor, but the GM might allow different scope for the investigation. You don't need to know the identity. You don't need to know the identity, purpose, or nature of the subject, but you need to know you're aware for the existence. For instance, finding footprints is enough to investigate the creature that left it, and seeing a hasty sketch of an item or a location could be enough to start investigation of that subject. Whenever you attempt a perception or a skill check investigating the designated subject, you gain a +1 circumstance bonus to the check. The exact check that applies depends on your actions and user investigation determined by your GM. But checks to investigate are typically perception checks or skill checks that use intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. You can maintain 2 active investigations at a time. If you pursue another lead after that, the subject must be different from any of your current investigations, or rather, They must be different as far as you know, and you give up on your current subject of your choice. Once you give up to pursue, once you give up pursuit on a subject, you can't pursue that lead again until after the next time you make your daily preparations. So if you're hunting down a person and you're just basically following all of the clues dealing with him, then you're fine. But if like all of a sudden you're like, oh, he's with a wizard also, so that's your second one, and then if all of a sudden they're being led by someone, then I could go, all right, well, I want to investigate the leader. I'd have to give up him or the wizard. Okay. Clue in once every 10 minutes. Oh, so now once in every 10 minutes. Another creature attempts to check to investigate a lead you're pursuing. You share information with the triggering creature. They gain. All right, so this is a reaction. So if like I'm there and one of my friends are like, I want to do this, and I'm like, that might have to deal with my investigation. You can clue in. They gain a circumstance bonus check equal to your circumstance bonus of the check investigation. Your subject from the pursue lead. The GM can add any relevant traits if they so choose, such as auditory and linguistics if they're conveying information verbally. Okay. What else do we get? Divisive stratagem. Okay. That's the... Oh, this is the... spend an action to roll to see if you can find a hole in their defense. And if you do so, you can use your int to hit and your int to damage. So we definitely want an 18 int. So we need an 18 int. So that means we're going to be looking at dex of 16. Because I still want a decent dex. Because even though I'm going to be using a bow and I'm going to be using int to hit and damage, I still want a decent... I can close this down. I don't need this anymore. Goodbye, League. Goodbye, League. Okay. So, where are we at? So yeah, we definitely want that. And this also adds in the precise damage. So where this would be better than my rogue is, so my rogue is, I make a hide action, then cast my spell, and I'm done. This is, I roll this to stratagem, and then my next strike I shoot gets the into hit, into damage, and into hit, into damage, and the precision damage. Interesting. Okay, so that's our something to keep in our mind. So we need to find us. If we're gonna do this, I need to find me a good ancestry. So ancestries that would be decent. What are our choices? So of course we have human. Human would give us dex and int. That would also give us extra class feat, general feat. I mean, unless I go like unless I go a different route, but that's usually when I do human, I do versatile and then I grab ambition. But there might not be. All right, you know what? Let's look, because there might not be 2 level 1 feats. And I'm like, yes. Okay, so flexible studies. You collected cross-selection information of various disciplines and you refer to it. Known weakness. Whenever you use decisive stratagem, you can also attempt the check to recall knowledge as part of that action. Ooh. You notice a weakness and gain a plus in. So known weakness would allow me that when I do my stratagem, I get a +1 to hit, and if I inform all my allies, they also get a +1 to hit on their next attack roll. That's pretty good. Takedown expert. You can use your intelligence modifier on your attack rolls when you use devices. If you're using a weapon of the club group, oh, this allows you to do non-lethal stratagems. That's odd. When you enter a new location such as a room or corridor, you immediately notice one of the things is out of the ordinary. GM determines what it is, or whether there's nothing reasonable to pick up, skipping obvious clues that can be easily noticed without a check. Okay, so here's the PFS note. GM should provide a character with the odd investigator feat a hint whenever a character enters a room with a hidden aspect, specifically with regards to hidden passageways, such as scuff marks near a bookcase. Then it's actually a swinging door. Creatures or hazards such as a drippage on the floor from the unseen fungus growth in the rafters, or valuables such as bunches of carpet and secret compartments on the floor. The GM does not need to provide clues for rooms that have no significant secret or hidden features. These clues should indicate only that the character should investigate a given section of the room, not let them automatically uncover the hidden element or provide an additional information beyond it signaling its presence. So that's 2 right there. So known weakness is nice. That's odd is nice. Trap Finder is... I'm not going to be on the front line, so I'm not going to worry about that. And the last one is Underworld Investigator. Your work as an investigator makes you familiar with the criminal element. You might be a criminal yourself, or you might have gained the understanding on how to operate from the outside. You become trained in underworld lore, and you gain pursue a lead circumstance bonus to thievery. Checks to investigate subjects of that lead, such as checks to steal a clue from a subject, or pick a lock, or open a safe with a damning document. I like it, but at the same point, no. Not for me. Now, level 2, now this is important because level 2 is the level I find in most classes that are sad. I find them they're usually on the weaker side in most cases to open up the chance for you to go and grab a dedication feat. What this opens up is right now I have 2 feats from level 1 that I want. If there's no level 2 feat that I like, then this frees up that I might not have to do human for the extra class feat. So let's see here. Athletic strategist. The modify strike, you can use it to modify disarm, grapple, shove, or trip attempts. Substitute your divisive stratagem roll for your athletics check. You must apply the substitute in the first eligible check. Oh, all right. Not a fan. Red herring. You have keen sense of avoiding superfluous lines of inquiry. When you pursue a lead, the GM tells you if the lead you've chosen is inconsequential. For example, if you found splatter of gray mud on the wall, thought it was suspicious, and pursued it as a lead, the GM would tell you that there was no greater mystery related to it. If the GM tells you a lead is inconsequential, you can decline to pursue the lead, keeping any leads you were already pursuing. You still can't use pursue a lead again for 10 minutes. So that's like a defensive strategy where like you're pursuing a lead and then you accidentally get like off kilter, and you can go shit. Interesting. Shared stratagem. You plans to make I hope this is first. This is gonna be second. The plans you make include your allies as well as yourself. When you hit a creature with an attack, or which you substitute your attack roll due to a device's stratagem, designate one ally. The creature you hit is flat-footed to that ally for the next attack the designated ally makes against a creature before the start of your next turn. That's interesting, because if I play this with a rogue, this frees up the rogue to be able to do other things. Or if there's a ranged rogue, it opens them up because, like, interesting. And solid lead. Sometimes your case splinters into smaller mysteries, but you never lose sight of the big picture. Once per day, when you give up on a subject or lead due to using pursue a lead again, you can designate the lead you stop pursuing as a solid lead for the day. Even though you stop following the solid lead, you could change back to your solid lead at any number of times by using a single action which has a concentration trait. In doing so, end one of your current leads as normal. During your next daily preparations, you can maintain a solid lead, or you can remove it. Removing it allows you to designate a new solid lead for the day later. So I think my level 2 is going to wind up being shared stratagem. Because I think being able to hand out Flatfoot in this system is huge, because a -2 to your AC is basically a 10% penalty. Which is huge. It's huge. Like, the big thing with this version is just like getting those numbers out there. So we have 2 possible first level feats. So human is still looking good. Okay, so now we got that covered. I don't think dwarf will work, because dwarf gives constitution, wisdom, and free. So no, that's nothing for us. Elf could work. I think elf is dex and int minus con. Oh, dex, int, and free. So it'd be another one. So, so dex, int, and a free. So, minus con. Not the best, but you could do goofy things with that. Gnome is constitution, charisma, so that does nothing for us. Goblin is dex, charisma, and free. We'll add them to the list, because they're technically, you can get dex minus wisdom. So that's our first one that has a dump stat in it. Halfling, dex, wisdom, free, minus strength. We did human. And then Kobold is the only other race you can grab in PFS right now with no issues. Kobold is dex, cha, free, and their ability flaw is minus con. So those are really our 4 races we can choose from. I'm still like, a part of me is still thinking about going for human, because the other thing I could do is, instead of the class feat, I could do another general feat and do additional lore, underworld lore knowledge, and then the experienced smuggler, so I can maximize my income. So let's see here. Let's figure him out as a human. So it's gonna be 12 dex. It's gonna be 12 int. All right. So we're gonna assume him to be human. Our class gives us a +2 to int. Then we need a background. Oh, and we also get the free force. So let's do the free force so we can get out of the way. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I don't need strength. I don't need strength. Don't get me wrong. Strength would be nice to wear scale, but I don't think I am trained in that. I think the largest I can go into is a 10 strength piece of gear. I mean, unless we're counting chain. Now my music is too quiet. Isn't that how it always works? You try and find a happy home for your music, and it's just like, nope. Alright, so so the question is there anything that gives me experienced smuggler? Criminal gives me experienced smuggler. Prisoner gives me experienced smuggler. Uh-oh. Is my phone overheating? Nope. It wants to, but it's not yet. Age of Ashes isn't allowed in PFS yet. Extinction Curse has nothing in it yet. None of the PFS ones have anything in it. And Plague Stone's not allowed yet. You know, Prisoner gives me what again? Trained in stealth and underworld lore. But it's strength and con. Shit. So that won't work. I mean, unless I'm willing to take another hit to Dex. But that would put me at 2 and 2. That'd be 2 and 2. What's criminal give? Stealth, underworld lore. That's Dex and Int. The only problem with doing underworld lore this way instead of doing additional lore as a general feat is additional lore gives you the free legendary in underworld lore. I don't know what happens if... What happens... Usually most of the time, when you have a skill that transfers over, it'll be like, or a skill of your choice. Background skill is already trained. Let's see what the forums have to say. I think it's going to come down to you choose background before you choose anything else. If your class would make you trained in a skill you're already trained in, typically due to your background. Yeah, I think the problem is background is applied first. Because that's where like the character creation thing comes in. Is because in character creation, I think you apply your background first. Create a concept. Select your ancestry, pick your background, choose your class. Determine your scores. And so you do your class stuff you don't get until after you've chosen your background, which means you wouldn't have record the skill feat, the background provided in the skill feat section. I mean, unless I'm willing to just like lose a lore. I mean, that would be the, if I'm willing to like just say screw it. You know, because that would be my other option, is just like being like, screw it. Because then at that point, it's just a matter of choosing the background that has... So my choices are criminal. Um... This is I'm looking up something right now because what I'm planning on doing is so one of the backgrounds that's available is Bellflower Agent. You join a secret society dedicated to freeing halfling slaves, most likely from the cruelty of the Chalice region. You know how to smuggle people in and out of the country. You gain stealth as a skill, and the underworld lore skill, and you gain experienced smuggler feat. So, huh. But the whole thing is, this is a region. This is the part that I always screw up, is with ancestries. I think... Isn't Needleseas near Chiliax? Because then this would work out great. Because if Needleseas is near Chiliax, then it would make perfect sense. C-E-H-E. I always spelled Chiliax wrong. Niddle has come close ties with the nations of Chiliax and sends shadow magic. So I could be... Okay, so here we go. This is... So my... birthplace is Nidal. My ethnicity would be Nidalese. And the nationality well, there's no, you know what? Looking at this background, I don't need this stuff yet. I don't need that yet. I don't need that yet. I closed my window. I done's did it. I really closed the whole window? So my nationality would be... Well, the whole thing is... With the background... Just has to... I have to be from the region of Old Chiliax. You got a map of Old Chiliax? Things you have to do when you're trying to make sure that your character is legal. While also making it interesting. Because the whole thing is, Nidalis, or Nidal, is a area that was taken over and sold to an evil god that is covered in darkness. And Chiliax, is a lawful evil Rand capital. And so I could literally just say that my character is just one of those people that's just trying to, like, make things work. So my background is going to be Bellflower Agent. So I'm looking at making this a chaotic good character because he was 100% against his own ethnicity's country and Chiliax's government trying to protect these people. So we're going to go with chaotic good on this. Size is going to be medium because he's human. Ancestry and heritage, he's going to be a versatile human. I spelled versatile wrong because I'm awful human being. Always start with 1 hero point. We have no god. Alright, so we are still going to take our level 1. Let's see here. We want ancestries. We want hummin. Hummin! Alright, so heritage, versatile gives you a general fee. So that gives us underworld lore will forever stack. And this also gives us int and a free one. So that's our stat bar right there. So we can start filling out this now. So it's 10, not 0. Holy shit. Strength of 0. Your strength of 110. Yes. 16. Do we have any con? 12 con. Intelligence of 18. Wisdom of 10. Charisma of 12. Although I might move this to here, depending on how our skills look. Okay, so doing, where are we at? Did I accidentally close my background? There it is. So we get stealth as a skill for free. So let's add this to my skill set. So we got society for free. We get stealth for free. We get 4 plus ints, so it's gonna be 8 more. We still get our methodology skill treated for free. All right, we get experienced smuggler. So let's get our stealth is now trained. Underworld is trained. So I get 1 additional lore. Also, from the floater from Bellflower. Because Ancestry applies first, and you get the feat for Ancestry first, then background. So then Underworld lore, I would already have Underworld lore, so I'd be able to get a free lore that I can put in whatever I want. I might put it in something like gambling. Okay, so our heritage, our special first level one is going to be Experienced Smuggler. So what this allows me to do is, in Pathfinder Society play, is use my Underworld lore for my earned income, and it goes to level -1 instead of level -2. So in the greater scheme of things, what that will equate to is paying for my damn arrows. That's all I want it for. Okay, so oh, duh. This is it. Experienced Smuggler. This is where it goes, not there. And then I spelled experienced wrong, because I'm an awful speller. Okay, so we got our general feat that we got for free, which was from Versatile Human. We got Experienced Smuggler. So now what I'm going to grab for my heritage for human, because I'm choosing that one region, I am going to choose Gloomseer. And so what Gloomseer will give me is, now I have low light vision. Senses. And what that'll also mean is, at level 5, I could take Darkseer. And basically this evil god, for some reason, keeps, like, shining down on me. Like, yes! Yes! One day you will fall into darkness. Keeps bestowing gifts on me. It's Zan Kuhuth smiles upon you, even if you curse his name, granting you pitch black eyes that allow you to see in shadows and darkness. And then there's one more step above that, which is at, I think, level 13. Yeah, here it is. Thousands of years ago, your ancestors made a pact with Zan Kuhuthayo. And she's like, great. So this character is sounding more and more like it's going to be a character that's like trying to break the mold of his past. So we start with common, and we get 4 languages. What is the languages of Chiliax, and what is the languages of Nidalese? Because those are the languages I want. Alright, so Chiliax has Infernal, so we're going to take Infernal. Nidalese, I think, is Shadow Tongue? Yeah, Shadow Tongue. And then we're gonna take Halfling. See, this is where I differ from a lot of people. Is like, there's a lot of people that would be trying to min-max this and be like, why are you wasting a language on Halfling? It just makes sense for the story that, like, I have this background that's all about, like, saving halflings that are slaves and imprisoned in Chiliax to know their damn language. That always bothers me, is when, like, someone's like, alright, so now we're not going to get the free level 1. So now we have to choose between the 2 level 1s. So what are our choices again? So our 2 level 1 choices is Known Weakness. known weakness, and that's odd. Both are really interesting. I think known weakness is the one that I'm going to go with, though. So let me read this once again for... Okay. Choose a creature you can see and roll a d20. Okay, so what it does is you roll the divisive stratagem. This is interesting. So, you assess a foe's weakness and use them to formulate an attack against your foe. Choose a creature you can see and roll a d20. If you strike the chosen character this turn, you must use the result. So, what you could always do is... If you roll like shit on monster A, you then just do a regular attack against monster B. I like that. Because then you know how well you did ahead of time. And it basically allows you to like know like ahead of time, like, yeah, I'll hit him or no, I won't. The big thing is you want to be able to hit him, because if you can hit him, then you get that sweet strategic stratagem, which gives you the int modifier to damage. Here it is. When you strike carefully and with your forethought, you deal a tiling blow. Make a strike that adds your intelligent modifier to your attack roll due to the device's stratagem, and you deal an additional 1d6 precision damage. So there you go. So I think getting the known where are we at? So Investigator feats. Oh god, don't slow down on me now. Archives, will you make me actually pull out the damn book? I will do it. I will pull out this damn book. There you go. Known weakness. When you use stratagem, you can attempt to check to recall knowledge as part of the action. If you critically succeed at the recall knowledge check, you notice a weakness and gain a plus. All right, so you have to critically succeed. Ooh. I don't like the fact that you have to critically succeed. I mean, it's not... Known weakness is not a requirement for... I mean, the good plus that comes with it is... If I'm planning on going Eldritch Archer, so this is where one of the things comes in. So Eldritch Archer has this really cool thing, which is Precious Arrow. So then what happens is I could divisive stratagem them, which then allows me to recall knowledge in the same round. Whether I critically succeed or not, I could find out if they're weak to cold iron or silver. If they are, I burn my second action to make a precious arrow of cold iron or silver, and then fire it. I mean, in a perfect world, what I want is this. Which is, I spend the action to do the int check, then I do the enchanting arrow, which then does the 2d6 damage. But the thing is, where it might pay off to do Precious Arrow instead, is if the creature has a weakness, then it doubles the damage And if that's the case, that's when this might do less damage in the long run. Now, once you get the Greater Striking Ruin and the Major Striking Ruin on there, the rules change because then you're adding 3d6, 46, damage to it. So, as much as I want that's odd, I think known weakness is what I'm going to have to go with. Now the question is, do I go greedy and do shared stratagem to help my party? Or do I go with, non-greedy and take shared strategy gem? Or do I take that's odd so I can have the always walking in and feel shit? But that's neither here nor there. We're going to do known weakness. So, class feature, feat 1, known weakness. Alright. So our class features are feature number 1. We get the on the case actions. Feature 2, we get the advice, a stratagem, strategic strike, 1d6. Alright, so now I have to choose a methodology. Now, methodology is going to affect what feats I can have access to. So, let's see here. Oh. Scalpel's Point at level 4 takes the forensic medicine methodology, and it's anytime you do your thing and you critically hit with your attack, with your stratagem, you add an additional 1d6 bleed damage to the target. That's an interesting one to do. Alright, so let's see here. So, no sense in doing anything other than looking at methodologies. Alchemical science I'm not going to do because I'm still not sold on alchemy. Empiricism. Everything comes down to data, calculating statistics, running numbers, and using inductive reasoning allows you to determine the most likely outcome in scenarios, and likely anything out of place is drawing a keen attention. You're trained in one intelligent-based skill of your choice. You gain the That's Odd Investigator feat, and you gain the Expeditious Inspection for free. You observe and assess your surroundings with great speed. You recall knowledge, seek, or sense motive. Interesting. Forensic medicine. You gain medicine as a skill. You gain the forensic acumen and battle medicine skill feat. The hell is forensic acumen. You understand the principles of forensic medicine, making you better examining a body causes death and injury. You can perform a forensic examination of the body as described and recall knowledge and the medicine skill in half the normal amount of time it would take, minimum of 5 minutes. If you succeed on a check, you attempt immediately check to recall knowledge. The follow-up on something that's found with a +2 circumstance bonus. The check is usually unrelated to the cause of death, such as crafting. If I was building, the problem with this is medicine is a wisdom-based skill. The most I would have is 1. And battle medicine, as much as I want this, I wonder how often. So right now it sounds like imperpsimia is where I'm looking right now. Interrogation is a charisma based one. So it really does come down to forensic medicine or empiricism. Let's see what the late game feats look like. So there's only one. There's only one feat that requires your there's only one. Well, the question is, at level 4, is there anything else I would want? Lie detector is the other one that would get you. Adapt to notice lies. You gain a +1 second bonus. Perception checks to sense motive, and perception DCs against attempts to lie to you. When you determine someone is lying to you, you can use their deceit to your advantage and get a +1 circumstance bonus to your next deception, diplomacy, intimidate, or perform check. If I was playing a charisma-based character, this would be interesting. So here's the funny part. So like, greedy me is saying take the forensic medicine because it's a critical hit, persistent bleed. But I know I'm never going to be able to use the battle medicine or the other thing because it's never going to come up. Empiricism says I get trained in the in-base skill of my choice. That's odd, which I wanted. So, and once per 10 minutes, that gives me a free action, recall knowledge, seek, or sense motive. So, okay, so that's what we're going to do. So our investigator, we're going to give him empiricism. CISM. Okay. So we get 1 int based skill for free. So what do we got to choose from? Crafting we're not going to do. I mean, I could do occultism. I could do arcana. So let's do arcana. So let's go back to this. So we get arcana for free. So we got Society, Stealth, Arcana. Okay. We have a free lore of our choice. Let's see. Let me see their list of suggested lores. Bombing lore. More about a specific narrow character creature. Plane. You know what? Alright, so our free lore. We're going to take Chili X lore. So we get 8 more skills that we're trained in. Alright, so we want all the identifying items, right? I haven't built an identifying person yet. So I don't know what the rules for identifying a creature are. Creature identification. Okay. Character who succeeds and identifies a creature learns one of the best known attributes such as the troll's regeneration, Manicore's tails. On critical success, character learns something subtler like a demon's weakness or a trigger for one of the character's reactions. Skill used to identify a creature usually depends on that creature's trait as shown in this table, but you have leeway on which skill applies. For instance, hags are humanoids but have a strong connection with the occult spells that live outside of society. So you might allow a character to use occultism to identify them without any DC adjustment, while society is harder. Lore skill can also be used to identify specific creatures. Using applicable lore usually has an easy or very easy DC before adjusting for rarity. Okay. Alright, so we have Arcana done. So you have to have it in the thing. So we're going to do... Let me throw this up over here. Just so I don't have to like keep tabbing it. So... First things first is going to be that. And then we need occultism. Religion. Arcana nature. This is looking more and more like we're going to shift this Yeah, we might as well just do this now because so much of our stuff is feeding off of wisdom that I might as well. Nature. So occultism, nature, occultism, arcana, nature, religion, arcana, crafting, arcana, nature, occultism, nature, religion. We did religion, right? Yep. Society, religion, occultism, nature, occultism. Okay, so we have all of our identifies. So we have 5 more skills. Alright, so we might as well get all the dex things because we have a high dex. So let's give ourselves acrobatics. Where is my music? Where is my music? Music? We really finish all of it? Sure. You know, let's go on this. We'll just go right there. Okay, so we have acrobatics. What else we got? Thievery and stealth. So that's 3 of 5. Oh, we already have stealth, so we don't need stealth. So that's 2 of 5 then. I mean, I guess we can go for the ones that are in 1s now. So, like, I guess we can do survival, because survival will come up. So 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 left. We'll take deception because sometimes you just have to lie. I'm not the best at it, but it's something. And then we'll do athletics because athletics is swimming and climbing and all that. And okay, so we now have all of our skills are done. We still need 1 language. Language is Pathfinder 2. Celestial. Part of me wants to do Necrol, just because I think it makes more sense for the character. Like, I really think it makes sense for the character. Coming from the evil, unholy land that he's from. So we'll do Necro. Okay, so languages are done. Your key is going to be intelligence. Speed is 30. Okay, so Investigator. Is, I believe, 8 plus int. Yeah, 8 plus con. So you're 9. And then human, I believe, is 8. Human's either 8 or 10. 8. So 17. 17 is not a bad starter for a ranged character. Whatever it's going to be, we're going to be trained in it. Did I get my... Okay, I took Gloomseer as my level 1 feat. My level 5... Alright, so wait, this goes here. Alright, so now we have to buy some equipment. Everyone's fun time buying equipment. Wait, I can just do this. Okay. So what comes in the Investigator kit? 20 bolts, a crossbow, a sap, a short sword, adventurer's pack, and a crowbar. Or, in other words, a whole bunch of shit I don't need. Alright, so in Pathfinder World, you get 15 gold to start. Pathfinder World. Alright, let's start with the basics. So, we need armor is the first. Armor and weapons should be the first thing you cover. It's going to be the most expensive shit you get. Alright, so we have a +4 dex. No, we have a +3 dex. So that means... But I only have a 10 strength, right? Yeah, so that removes chain shirt and studded leather. Okay, so we have to go with leather armor. It's not the best, but my gear has determined until such a time that I could afford mithril, leather is where we're going. So leather is 2 gold pieces. Weapons. So I just need a regular longbow. Which is 6. Holy shit. I think I'm trained in all martial weapons. Yeah. I need a finesse weapon. Because then I'm not using my strength at all to hit. Buy a sword cane. I mean, it'd be 5 gold. That's the only issue. Why is that in my pocket still? Teko Kajaga. That's uncommon. I might just stick with a rapier. I mean, the greater scheme of things, I don't need to get... Oh, I forgot to write down my bulk. Longbow is... two bulk. Because I got to keep that in check also. I think leather armor is 1 bulk. Because I only have, I think, 5 bulk to play with. And that's 3 bulk right there. I got 5 bulk to play with. So yeah, I can't, you know what, as much as I want to carry a rapier and or a sword cane, I just don't have the bulk to spare. I'm not built for it. I'm not built for that much weight. Because the Adventurer's Pack alone is one bulk. And then I need Thieves' Tools. So yeah, Adventurer's Pack is 1 bulk. And Adventurer's Pack is 7 silver pieces. Hey, we're saving money now. Where's my calculator? I close it? Tell me I closed the calculator. Oh no, it's right here. So we're at 8 plus 0.7. Because I need thieves' tools. And I know I want to carry a couple replacement sets. So this is 3 gold in itself. So yeah, that cements the deal. So you're a light bulk. So you do not count against me yet. So you're +3. I know I want to carry these tools. I know I want replacement picks. So these are 3 silver pieces each. And our light bulk. We have 3 gold left. Clothing, I think, is... Alright, so clothing is light bulk. So... clothing... fine... is 2 gold pieces... and is a light bulk. And clothing... winter... 4 silver pieces... light bulk. So this is plus 2.4. We have 0.6 left. And we have... One, two, three, 4, 6 light left. So I can't go anything like super expensive. I don't need that, don't need that. I mean, technically speaking, I could buy the climbing kit. Because I'm still, the light bulk doesn't count against me yet. And now we eat up the last of my gold. Because that would put me at 14.9 with 1 silver left over. Yeah, let's do that. So, climbing kit. You are 5 silver pieces, and you are 1 bulk. So, plus 0.5. 14.9. Alright, so let's go over here. We have 1 silver piece left. 1 whole silver piece. So we got the leather armor and the longbow already chosen for. Adventurers. Love how this table like gets real crazy real quickly. Ruah, big E. Clothing, fine. Because then I have my adventuring gear, and then I have my in good company, and then I have my wintry atmosphere clothing, and then climbing kit. So we are maximum bulk, 1 silver piece left. So we have no melee weapon. That's great. So technically speaking, this is gonna go up. But I gotta say, like, even though this is at 6, it's still not. Ooh. Never bought arrows. This is problematic. Arrow. 1 silver piece. We're walking in with no silver. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Puts me at 9. So I'm 1 light bulk from becoming over encumbered. Don't hand me anything else. I can't carry it. Alright, so equipment. Longbow, please. Oh, this is item 1. Longbow, Marshall, 6. You are a D8. So you are deadly D10. Volley 30 feet. So in theory, when I fire the bow, I'm going to be using the one action to try and get my int to go in. If I use my int, this goes up by 1 and becomes a 7. On my second firing of that round will be 6. So at level 5, my stats I go up are Dex, Con, Int, Wisdom. Level 10, same things. So 10 would be 14. Oh, well, 5 would be 14. 10 would be 16. 15 would be 18. At that point, I might as well, like, the 20th level ones, you might as well just put it in strength and chaw at that point and call it a day. Because Mithril will allow me to, I think will allow me to wear the chain shirt
because it lowers the strength requirement, if I recall. The armor is 1 bulk lighter. Strength score is reduced by 2. And speed penalty is -5. So yeah, I could wear the... At that point, I could wear the chain shirt. Wait, is that all that does? Because at that point, my dex will be 14. So it's really not... It would not be worth to spend all that money on that. I mean, let's... There's no elven chainmail? I am surprised there's no elven chainmail. I'd have figured that would have existed in... Oh, here it is. Elven chain is a chain shirt made of mithril that glitters even though the paint is light. It grants a +2 bonus to AC and has no check penalty. So... So it's under precious material. Is elven chain. Chain shirt, +2 to AC, no check penalty. Chain shirt, +2 to AC, no check penalty. So it would make it a 4-3. So 7. I mean, not bad. Can't believe I'll be walking in the game with $0. Now all of this is to eventually get to to get to Eldritch Archer at 6th level. Because Eldritch Archer, in a perfect world, at 8th level when I get Enchanting Arrow, becomes... I tag him, so I get the precision damage into hit, and then fire Enchanting Arrow. Unless, like, I find out the person is, like, weak versus cold iron, or weak versus silver, or weak versus adamantine, then it becomes, no, we use precious arrow and shoot a regular arrow and just double all the damage. Although it'll be funny the day that I shoot an arrow of death at someone. You're the one. Death. Now, of course, this is going to hurt a bunch of my freaking investigator stuff, but don't care. Alright, so now the only other thing we have to do is a Pathfinder school. So in Pathfinder Society, you could choose schools to learn from. And depending on where you put your points is what you get. So eventually I am going to have... Alright, so Eldritch lore, so I can make sure I'm doing this properly. If you don't already cast spells from the spells, you learn to cast spontaneous spells and gain to cast spell activity. You gain a spell repertoire with one cantrip of your choice from the spell list of your choice. You choose this cantrip with the common spell of your chosen spell list or other spells on which you have access to this list. The cantrip must require a spell attack roll. The targeted spell attack roll is DC of that tradition. Your key spell casting ability of these is charisma. So that would be my only downfall. Is this requires charisma. If you already cast spells from a spell slot, you learn one additional cantrip from that tradition. If you're a prepare caster, you can prepare these spells in addition to your usual cantrips per day. If you're a spontaneous caster, you can add these cantrips to your spell repertoire. So I need to become a caster first. So that might kill shared stratagem. So 2, 4, 6. Because of course I'm going to want Wizard to be it, because then that's in. So Wizard dedication at level 2. Basic Arcana would allow me to get 2 more cantrips. So that would put me at 5 cantrips. And so this would be... So shared stratagem is gone now. So now we're looking at Eldritch Archer at 8. Because I gotta do this so I can get into the spells. So this is gonna become... Now I did get from this, I get that's on for free. So I got the two big ones that I wanted. So what am I losing for 2, 4, and 6? And then 8. What am I losing? This whole build might not be like feasible now. Because I might be like hurting myself too much trying to do this Elven Archer thing. Alright, so 2 we already know we can give up. Because that's just the share of the flat-footed. 4, if I remember right, was nothing to take home to the mom. 6. Six I can give up too. Okay, so 6 we're good. Alright, so 6 is fine. So 4 is going to be... Basic Arcana. And then 6 is going to be Advanced Arcana. So that would be allow me to have a level 3 or lower feat. So I can get another... So right now at this point I would have 4. At 8th level I will have 5. Do I really need another 2? So level 3 there is nothing. So yeah, it would have to be... So yeah, it would be cantrip expansion again. So at this level, at 8th level, we would have 2 from Wizard, 2 from Expansion, 2 from Expansion, so 6 plus 1 is 7. So the 4 that we definitely want is we want all the elements. Let's see here. Create aura. Although it would be funny. Telekinetic projectile would just be funny. That gives me 2 left. Mage hand. We already have. No, we don't have. We don't have what you call it anymore. I don't need light. Here, we'll move. This will be the last one we get. So mage hand. I guess detect magic would be where it's at. So that would be our 7. That's right, 7 cantrips. And the whole purpose of that is to just have this toolbox that first round I can identify and do my thing, and if I find out you're weak versus fire, then I do my archer thing, my Eldritch Archer thing, which allows me to put the spell on top of it. So then I shoot the arrow and hit you with the spell, and so you take the extra damage from the cantrip blowing up in your face. The only thing that this is putting me behind is... I mean, I guess technically it's not putting me too far behind. Because then 10 would have to be... Yeah, it's putting me a little bit behind. Enchanting Arrow. And then at 10th arrow, we're good until 18th level. So at level 12 would be my first investigator feat since level 1. So what are we giving up? So 8th, we already know 6 is fine. 8th is fine. And 10th. The level 10 ongoing strategy might be worth to pick up at 12. Because what that would allow me to do is that's ongoing strategy. So that would remove my need to do int to hit. Because then the precision still happens. So then it could become, if I find out that Monster A is weak versus fire, I can do the triple shot with the produce flame on it, and yeah, the triple shot with the produce flame, and still get my precision damage. That might be worth the grab at 12. So then 12 is... nope, I don't care. That's a reaction. Holy shit. Reason rapidly. One action. You get 5 recall knowledge actions in a row. Oh my god. Strategic bypass would be nice at 14. Okay, so yeah. That's pretty good. Man, yeah, Word document for this though. Word. I like keeping this stuff figured out. Because if I don't do this down the road when I go to actually put this character in motion, I'll be like, wait, how did I get to this? How did I come to this? Alright, so save as. This is going into my external. Main docs, PF2. And this will be human invest Eldritch Archer. Normally I would just attach the character number, but since he doesn't technically exist yet, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now we need... I need spells. Not spells, the school. So, back to the schools thing. So, if I choose scrolls, I always screw this up. Spells gives you scrolls, and scrolls gives you spells gives you scrolls, and scrolls gives you oh, just random elixirs and stuff like that. So let's see here. So the big thing is going to be the 2 points. So if I go into swords, I can get gladiatorial, scouting, or warfare lore, which is eh. And you get Cat's Fall, experienced smuggler, forager, hefty hauler. I don't need experienced smuggler. Hefty hauler would be nice, but I don't need it. The big one is assurance. Wait, what is automatic knowledge? What is automatic knowledge? You know basic facts off the top of your head. Choose a skill that you're an expert in that has the recall knowledge action and for which you have the assurance fee. You can use the recall knowledge action with this skill as a free action once per round. If you do, you must use the assurance on the skill check. That's an interesting thing you could do with the 4. So every skill feat right here. So every 2 levels you could go assurance, religion, assurance, arcana, insurance. So by 16th level you could basically be like, yeah, I know it. And then with that one skill that says I get to roll it 5 times, I literally go, yeah, I learned 5 knowledges. I don't have to roll. It just happens. Give it to me. It's an interesting concept. Spells gives you Arcane Sense, Assurance, Quick Identify, Recognize Spell. I mean, none of them are really talking to me. All Arcane Sense would do is that would free up Detect Magic. Yeah, that would free up Detect Magic and give me another cantrip. What's Streetwise? Use society to gather information instead of diplomacy. Forager, I think, is the one that allows you to survive without help, right? While using the survival assist, if any of your rolls result worse than a success, you get success. On success, you could provide subsistent living for yourself and 4 additional creatures. On a critical success, you can take care of twice as many creatures. Each time your proficiency ranks in the skill increases, double the number of affected creatures you can care for success. Multiple smaller creatures can count as 1, and larger creatures can count as 2. So, if I did swords, swords would give me scouting lore, which would make sense. And worst case scenario, I'll just like take the healing potions from that. Okay, so let's do. Okay, so we are going to be. Where's my notes? So we're going to get from this. Scouting lore. At 5th level, we're going to get Forager. I mean, unless I want... What is the other one? Catfall? Your tree falls of 10 feet shorter. If your experience falls of 25 or shorter, masters is 50 feet or Count like fall. If you have legendary and acrobatics, you can always land on your feet and don't take any damage. Dude, you could jump off a mountain and superhero land and take no damage. Oh god, that is so ridiculous. It'd be something to consider if I was planning on raising acrobatics, but I have too many, like, I want to be able to bring up the 4, and that's a good question. How I haven't done this in a while, so Society. Okay. Level 2. At level 2 and every 2 levels thereafter, you get a skill feat. You gain more skill increases than members of any other class. At second level and every level thereafter, you gain a skill increase that you can use to increase either become trained in one skill or become expert in one skill, which you choose. At 7th level, you can choose to become 7. Okay, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At that point, you can go Master 7. So when do you go Legendary? At 15. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So at 15 is when you get your Legendaries. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So our things we would do is Arcana, Religion, Nature, Occultism, and then probably Thievery. So those are now be all expert. So then at 7, we would then do Arcana, Religion, Nature, Occultism, Thievery. So then now we can get one thing expert. So might as well do Stealth and Stealth. And then Society. And then at 15th level, Arcana, Religion, Nature, Occultism, Thievery, Stealth. So we would have Arcana, Religion, Nature, Occultism, Thievery, Stealth, all legendary. Society would be expert. No, yes, Society would be expert. Everything else is trained. The only problem I have with this is, like, my skill feats might actually become Assurance known, Assurance known, Assurance known. Just because of the simple fact is, like, I'm not going to have, like, I'm not going to have, so, like, all right, let's see here. Like, Nature is going to be like, wait, Occultism's the one that allows you to do oddity thing, right? That's the one that allows you to... No. Even though you don't understand the language. Trick magic item. Examine a magic item you normally couldn't use in an effort to fool it to activate it temporarily. For example, this might allow a fighter to cast a spell from a wand, or allow a wizard to cast a spell that is not an arcane list for the scroll. Attempt the check using the skill matching the item's magic tradition. Interesting. You can use occultism in place of diplomacy to gather information about such groups. Yeah, none of these are like... Yeah, none of these are... Oh, wait, hold on. Legendary. You started to make meaningful connections about common underpinnings of the four traditions of magic and magical essences, allowing you to understand them all through arcane lens. Whenever you use the actions or a skill feat that requires nature, occultism, or religion check, depending on the magic tradition, you can use Arcana instead. If you would normally take a penalty or have a higher DC for using Arcana on other magic, such as when using Identify magic, you no longer do so. This is a level 15 feat. So I could go here and just be like, I use Arcana for everything. That's interesting. Something to think about. Now, natural medicine, on the other hand, this has some interesting implications. So that has some interesting implications. It really does. I don't think there's any. Yeah, Arcana is the only one that has like a capstone like thing. Oh wait, Divine Guidance is another one. What's this? What's this capstone thing? So in theory, so here we go. So we can literally do Assurance. So you do Assurance, right? And then you do the hell is that one? Automatic knowledge. God, that feels like so much cheating, but I don't care. What level is automatic knowledge? Automatic knowledge. And by 4th level, I would be expert in a bunch of the skills. So, you know, basic facts off the top of your head. Choose a skill you're an expert in that has recall knowledge action and for which you have the insurance fee. You can use the recall knowledge action with that skill as a free action once per round. If you do, you must use the assurance as a skill check. So, like, religion, what's it take to, I don't know what it takes to recall knowledge. Knowledge. The following skills can be used to recall knowledge. So now, that kind of makes known weakness... That would make known weakness useless then at that point, right? Because known weakness allows me to free action when I battle gem. When you use this decisive stratagem, you can also attempt a recall knowledge as part of the auction. Okay, so in theory, this would allow me 2 knowledge checks in 1 round. Okay. So it'd be 15. Level 1 is 15. So far... So Arcana would be the first one you do. Then I would do... Occultism would be second. Because by that point, I will have gotten nature and religion up by 4 points. I mean, unless I'm doing assurance wrong. I always forget how insurance works. In the event of a worst case, even in worse circumstances, you can perform basic tasks. Choose a skill you're trained in. Forgo the roll, the skill check, and instead receive 10 plus your proficiency bonus. So 10 plus the 10 plus the proficiency bonus. So at So at level 5, it wouldn't work. Because there'd be no way. Because this would be, let's move this to level 5. I think that only puts me at 9. Yeah, 9. So that put me at 10. So yeah, the assurance game would never work. I mean, my other option would be like, DC's 15. So never pass on that. So what point? So level 15. $23 plus 10. I would auto succeed every time. If I took Assurance Underworld Lore. I think Master is at level 7. It's the same as when this goes up. So yeah, 7. So 7 would be 13, so 23. Yeah. Hold on. Of course, I killed the when does it become expert? At 3rd level? 3rd level. Expert. Becomes 7. So at 3rd level. So it'd be 2nd level. Yeah. So if I took at 2nd level Assurance in Underworld Lore, it wouldn't work for this level. It wouldn't work for level 2. But once you hit level 3 and expert, yeah, because then it becomes a 7. So at that point, so at level 3, so it might actually be worth to take Assurance Underworld Lore and then just collect free money for the rest of my days. Oh my god, that seems like so cheating. Let's see here. So I gotta see something. I have to see something stupid. So that'd be 3rd level on, right? Assuming you do 3 missions per level. You start at expert. So 0.3 plus 8 times 3 plus open parenthetical. So fourth level be 8. Oh, no, 0.8 times 8 times 3, close, enter, plus. So now I've made 26.4 gold in just 2 levels from 1 feat. Guaranteed 24.6. Oh my god. 39. Let's hear it. So 20. Because it's 28. So actually, assurance falls off at level 20. Because you would need an 11 or higher. Which means 19 won't work. So basically, up to level 18. You can insurance yourself from level 3 to 18 to maximize your gold output. And we're talking about 90 gold times, hold on, 90 gold times times 8 times 3. You're talking about 2,000 gold right there alone. I mean, you would never get a critical hit, but you would always just be guaranteed money. Now, once you hit level 19, level 20, 2019 is when things switch. Because the DC jumps by 2 from 17 to 18. So when you're in 18, you're down that 2, and you're equal at that point. And when it takes that last jump, it's when you get screwed. It's something to think about. Switch that back to a level 1. Switch this back to trains. But I like it. So this is, for the most part, this character is done. He's got all of his feats. He's got his skills. He's got all of his equipment. We even have a brief framework of a storyline for him, which is basically his framework of his storyline is he's from that like evil ass region and he's rebelling as shit against it. So let's save as. So we're calling this Human Investigator Eldritch March. And so the whole the long game for him is to eventually get to, what is it? Level 8. Level 8 is when he finally starts getting his like compounding his arrows thing on top of his precision that's going to be coming from this. But there's no reason for me to ever get a composite longbow. Because my strength is, like... I mean, I guess I could technically... Like, at level 5, go put 2 here. Level 10, put 2... But I don't think I do strength the damage. I mean, unless I read it wrong. Oh, let's see here. When you make the substitution, you can also add your intelligence modifier to your attack roll instead of your strength. If you're aware that the creature you're choosing is subject to your lead you're pursuing, you can use his ability as a free action. Ha! That's interesting. But yeah, I like where this is at. This is nice, strong character to build towards Eldritch Archer. So there we go. Nice. I think though we're gonna call this the night though. Primarily because I am tired and I need to get some rest. So I hope you guys will understand. We streamed for 2 hours and 50 minutes of creating a character. Holy shit, we did it. So we're going to do the ending credits. We're going to thank some people, and then we're going to get the hell out of Dodge, guys. If you are new to the program, make sure you mouse over to follow, subscribe, the bell, whatever icon you happen to have. And hopefully I will see you guys later. Until then, guys, have a great rest of your evening. Button. Good night, everyone. Button, 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 button.